Hey guys, it's Destiny, and I wanted to talk about Honkai Sorrow a month later. I mean, it's been a little bit beyond a month now, but that's okay. Without further ado, let's get straight into it. So I've been playing the Honkai Sorrow closed beta now for about over a month, and honestly, I've been having an amazing time. I did release a review video of like all the things in the game that I feel like needed to be reviewed upon, and just overall how I feel about the game in a review format. But let's just talk about it from a fun aspect, or rather just how I feel personally about the game. So I feel like the game is really fun, as I've stated, and I'm going to be completely transparent with you guys. I've actually not played beyond too much in the story, and by this I mean I've only really played World 1, and I kind of just stopped when it comes to story. The reason why I stopped at World 1 is due to the fact that the story just feels so immersive, and I'm just personally in love with the story that I didn't want to spoil myself for when the game officially comes out. I have played all the modes though, and I've played also on other people's accounts as well, as they are further than me, and I wanted to play some of the modes from their accounts as well, just to test out characters that I don't have, and it's been a blast. I learned that I really like certain characters that I don't have on my account, so I might want them when the game does come out. But overall, I've just been experiencing the game and having a lot of fun. And of course, a lot of you may think that, well, how can I make, I guess, my guides if I'm not super far into the beta? And all I have to really say about that is that I just love character kits, and I love doing my research as to why a character might be good or bad. So characters that really intrigue me are characters like Bronya, Silverwolf, well, and more. The reason why I really like Silverwolf is she debuffs enemies. She's able to inflict, like, basically apply weaknesses to enemies. So let's say hypothetically you had a whole lightning team, like just a full lightning team, and you have Silverwolf, you could honestly probably get away with it, just the fact that Silverwolf is able to inflict a weakness of an ally to the foe. So basically, if the foe wasn't weak to lightning, now they'll be weak to lightning, which I think Silverwolf is like one of the best characters in the game due to this. But personally, I just love looking at character kits. I love doing it in Genshin. I love doing it in games like Fire Emblem Heroes too. I'm sure some of you know of that game. That game has paragraphs on paragraphs at times, and it's a lot, in my opinion, for a mobile game at times. Genshin also has its fair share of paragraphs, but I just personally love character kits, as I feel like it's so much fun to deep dive and just look into these characters, watch their gameplay, understand how they function. And I've always been a huge fan of characters and character builds and figuring out what is the best combination of characters to put together, especially in a turn-based game. It's just so much fun. Like in traditional RPGs, I love messing around with my classes. I love being able to switch around which characters I want to use depending on what they do. And it's just so much fun. Like, I just personally love it, which I feel like is why I'm so drawn to Honkai Sorrow. I love turn-based games, and I feel like Honkai Sorrow offers so much for me as a person who loves the team building aspect. Additionally, if you are enjoying the video so far, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and let's carry on. If HoYoverse had to make a game specifically for me, like they're just like, what game should we make for Moon? It would be Honkai Sorrow. I just personally love this game. I love Honkai Impact as well. I'm not super far in Honkai Impact either, but in Honkai Impact, I more so take my time with that, and I play it on and off. Genshin Impact, I played essentially since launch, and I love that game as well. I really like its story. I really like, character guides and character builds and all of that. And I like it in Honkai Impact as well. Like, I just love games that are able to incorporate building characters the way you want, or in a way where they can function multiple ways, or whatever it may be, and also incorporating immersive story. It's just mainly story for me. Like, if the story is kind of meh, then I won't be as, I guess, drawn to the game. Like, personally, I have played a few turn-based games or strategic games where the story is just kind of whatever, but I feel like with Honkai Sorrow and just HoYoverse in general, I feel like HoYoverse makes really immersive story type of games, no matter the play style. So if any of you were wondering if you should play Honkai Sorrow, I've said it in numerous videos, and I will say it again now. I believe anyone who is even slightly interested in this game, even if you have like a 1% interest, you should just try it out. I personally love it. I think the characters are so lovable. They look great, by the way. The character designs in the game look really polished. They look really good. And I feel like this game is quality for what it is. I feel like as a free game, it is really good, and I personally do plan to spend in the game, as I'd love to support the game, as once again, I love this game. I would just like to get, as many characters as I can. I love building characters, as I've stated, so getting more characters is kind of just a thing for me. I'm just kind of a collector in some sorts. I like collecting Pokemon and Pokemon. I like being able to build whatever I can. So any game that allows me to do this, I just want to do it. Now, of course, the game is a gacha game, so of course I will not have every character and every light cone. That would be a little crazy if I did, because at that point I either spent my entire bank account and maxed out my credit cards, or I just got insanely lucky, or both. I think it'd more so be both. But either way, I'm just so excited for this game, and I have such high hopes for it, high expectations even. Because I mean, to be fair, it already met my expectations in the beta alone, so I'm sure the final release will be even better. And of course, I do have my issues with the game, but they're so, I guess, minimal that it does not take away from the bigger picture and just how fun this game is. And I feel like this game can work alongside you playing Genshin Impact or Honkai Impact. I know some people who play Honkai or Genshin may be a little bit afraid of Sorrow or may not want to play Sorrow because of it being turn-based, or rather because of, I might not have time for both. I feel like Honkai Sorrow is far less time consuming when it comes to dailies and just playing the game. This game can definitely be played at your own pace. Like, you won't really feel like you're missing out on too much, I believe, if you just play at your own pace. Of course, with events, I'm sure you'll want to play those, as the events so far seem pretty, they're pretty smooth. They don't take up too much of your time in the day from what I've experienced so far in the closed beta 3, and I do respect that the game 100% respects your time. Your dailies are really short in my opinion. I can practically finish them in like maybe 2 minutes, depending on the daily. And the grind has auto modes, it has 2 times modes, and I feel like Genshin does not have that. Genshin, from what I've experienced, never had let me put on auto mode for my resin. That doesn't really exist from what I've seen. And by this, I mean like you go in the domain and it just does it for you. Unless that does exist now, but I haven't seen it. So if it does exist, let me know. In Honkai Sorrow, you can have the auto button, from what I've noticed, at any point in the game, and the 2 times mode. So if you want to just blaze through something because you don't want to necessarily, be too attentive to it, and you can beat it, you can just turn on the auto and the 2 times mode and have a blast. But yeah, as for the reason why, once again, I haven't played too much of the beta, I just don't want to spoil myself. I want to experience this with everybody kind of at the same time, and I want to experience it with my community, as I've been getting so much love from you guys, and I honestly appreciate it so much, since it's so sweet when people are really nice and just engage. I love when people engage with the videos and people just talk about how they feel about the game and share the hype. I love sharing the hype with people, as I get really, really excited for things, and it definitely shows when I am, because I get really giddy about it, like how I am right now. But I really, really appreciate all of you who have been so sweet to me and been honestly making me even more motivated to cover this game than I was before. So I'd like to say thank you for those people, as they've been making the experience of experiencing Honkai Star even better. And I know when the release happens and the game does come out, this will be even better and the community will be even stronger. So I just want to say thank you once again. And if you guys did enjoy this video, let me know in the comments down below what you are most excited for Honkai Star, whether it's a character, whether it's story, whether it's the gameplay. Just let me know. And if you guys did enjoy this video, once again, make sure to hit the subscribe button, leave a like, all that good stuff. Once again, thank you for the support, and I hope all of you have a nice one. Peace.